Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting right into it, unpacking a really interesting book called Discovering Heart of Discipleship by Tracy Clyde.
Yeah, and our material today comes from an interview with the author herself.
So we have a great source, and the book really promises a kind of roadmap for believers, right? For anyone who wants to move beyond just, the title.
Exactly. It's all about discipleship as this ongoing journey that shapes your character, not just something you do on a Sunday morning.
So it's about intentionality.
That's the word she uses, intention.
Yeah.
For Clyde, discipleship isn't some checklist. It's more of a process. It's messy. It involves failure, but it's focused on daily movement.
And to help guide that movement, she uses a 13-week structure.
Right, which makes it super practical. And the tone she takes is really conversational, very accessible. The goal isn't to overwhelm you with theology.
It's more about strengthening your walk.
Yeah. And I think the most innovative part of the study is how it's all centered around the original apostles.
Okay, so each lesson is tied to one of them.
Yep. And by looking at their actual lives, she makes this huge concept feel incredibly relatable.
Which is so important because we tend to put them on a pedestal.
We do. We sort of mythologize them. But the book just keeps reminding you these were ordinary people. They had doubts, challenges, and some pretty spectacular failures.
And that really drives home the idea that this call to discipleship is for everyone. It's not just for the spiritually polished.
Exactly. And if you take that idea of ordinariness, it perfectly explains why she spends so much time on someone who is, frankly, often overlooked.
You're talking about Matthias.
I am. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
For context, Matthias is the one chosen to fill the spot left by Judas after his betrayal. That's a critical moment.
It's a huge moment. And the fact that they immediately moved to select a replacement, it just underscores this core principle. The work of God continues even after massive failure.
And Matthias himself. We don't know much about him.
We know almost nothing. But his selection shows that his quiet faithfulness and his consistency were what mattered. He wasn't a big name, but he was steady. And he was ready.
He steps into this massive role based on character alone.
Pretty much. And that focus on quiet consistency, that's got to be the engine behind the application part of the book.
Right, which is where the author says the real transformation happens. She has this great line, transform believers, transform communities.
Yeah. And to make that happen, the book goes way beyond just reading and reflecting. It's full of practical tools.
What kind of tools?
Things like journaling prompts, tough reflection questions, and it all leads up to these personal challenges that demand, movement, action.
So you have to apply the lesson from that apostle's life directly to your own week.
You do. Whether it's about overcoming doubt like Thomas or resisting pride, you have to actually do something with it.
So what we have here is a roadmap that uses these very human, very relatable struggles of the apostles.
Including the really instructive example of Matthias.
And pairs it all with these practical tools that demand action. It really does sound like an invitation to a deeper walk.
It is, which, it brings up a really important question for you, the listener, to think about.
Go on.
If the things that elevated someone like Matthias, this quiet faithfulness and consistency, if those were so important, especially right after a failure, what does that say about the value of the quiet, intentional things you do every single day?
It suggests that maybe that daily commitment, that's the real measure of discipleship.
I think so.
That's a powerful thought to end on, a compelling principle to carry with you. Until next time, keep seeking that heart in discipleship.